My name is Carrie Samuels. I'm 42 years old, and I'm a lawyer from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is my 10th AIDS ride and my 7th consecutive AIDS life cycle, and I'm thrilled to be here. I ride for a lot of reasons, but the main reason that I ride is for my mother. She contracted HIV in the early 80s. She was probably one of the first women to ever contract it. She was single and straight and not a drug user, and got it from heterosexual sex. She got very sick. She went from HIV status to full-blown AIDS in around the early to mid-90s, and let us know at the point where she thought she was going to die from AIDS. And it was a really tough time in her life. She was refused treatment by various doctors. She was refused treatment at her nail salon. Her friends, there were friends that didn't want to see her anymore. She moved back to Philadelphia. She was living in New York at the time, and wanted to be near us at the end of her life, so she was getting her affairs in order. And then the triple cocktail combination therapy came out, and she was lucky enough to get on the drug trial, and it saved her life. We realized a couple of years later that AIDS was not going to kick her, and that's why I decided to start riding. I remember calling my mom from closing ceremonies 2 years ago, and I was crying, and it was joyful and tearful and just every emotion you can think of. And I called her from there, and I said, "Mom, you need to be here." So a lot of badgering and a lot of questions, and she finally agreed to come. And then we found out in, I believe it was fall of last year, that she was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer. So she had to go through treatment. She wasn't able to come to the ride. She had a lumpectomy and a round of chemo and radiation, and luckily it's gone. She's cancer-free. So she came this year, and she's kind of a star. She's working on the lunch crew. She's exhausted. She's thrown several hissy fits, and I love her for it. She says she's never worked so physically hard in her life. But I wanted her to be involved. I wanted her to feel the community, and she has certainly done that. The theme phrase for the ride this year is "You belong here," and all I can say is, you belong here. It's indescribable. It's hard physically. It's hard emotionally. You make friends that you'll have forever. You'll make friends that you'll never see again. I call this place the love bubble. It's this perfect little world where people hold the doors open for each other. They pour water for each other. They let somebody go in front of them because why not? It's things that don't happen in the real world. There's a sense of community that's really intangible. And there's just this love and trust that we're all here for the same reason, and it's beautiful. And no words can give it justice. You have to be here.